Hey everybody, it is Matt and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday. I hope first and foremost each and every one of you are having a fantastic morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, whenever it is you're watching this. I hope you're having a great time. Um, I have a fantastic movie for you for Bloodthirsty Thursday. If you hadn't read from everything, it is from 1988. It's rated R, which I figured it was. Is starring William Gallo, Hal Havins, Mimi Kinkade, Cathy Podewell, and my favorite Linnea Quigley. What my favorite scream queen of all time. That is Night of the Demons. Yes, what a fun, awesome movie this is. Um, I have this Blu-ray from Scream Factory, which that's the one thing is this won't stay closed here. But this is the Blu-ray DVD collector's edition from Scream Factory. This is the original cover artwork here. Then they also have the reversible artwork with the newly commissioned artwork, which is also really cool. I just am a purist and I like the old artwork much more. It definitely takes me back to those old days because watching this, I definitely remember each and every moment of this from my first viewing. It was a very memorable time. And for as far as the special features go, guys, there you go. There's a lot on here. I'll go ahead and leave that there so you can pause it and take a gander if you'd like. And back to the cover front artwork. So like I said, this is from 1988. It's running at about an hour and a half. What is it about? It's about a group of friends who are on Halloween are going to have a party at a abandoned asylum, or not an asylum, a abandoned funeral home. And the funeral home was once owned by a murderer, which is right there alone is a great setup. The friends go, or they go to Whole House. It starts out with this great scene of this girl bent over. You don't know who it is at first, but it turns out to be Linnea Quigley. There's this great scene where she's bent over, and you can see her entire ass cheeks and everything. And while these two dudes are just sitting there staring all gleefully and happy, which you know what, I would have too. They In the meanwhile, Angela's running around fucking stealing stuff. You know, she's got this bag, this Halloween bag, and she's just throwing all kinds of goodies in, booze and whatnot. And you know, the place is full of customers, and not one customer says a word, which blows my mind because normally a customer would have been running their mouth. I would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm paying for my stuff and you're going to steal? Because you're stealing, I have to pay more to cover up for the losses that they accrued because of you stealing. Shame. So and then there's this other great scene where the girl's walking along. It's Kinkade is the girl's name, Mimi Kinkade. She's walking along, and I believe that's who that is. It's either her, Cathy. Uh, yeah, it would have been Cathy. She is walking along. It's a very classic, like Halloween, the '78 classic, the Halloween classic, where you got that long tracking shot and you see that bush and you see Michael Myers on the other end. The only difference is you don't see Michael Myers, you see an old man. And this girl accidentally scares the bejesus out of this old man. He drops all of his groceries on the ground, gives her a fish shaking, and you know, you kids will get what you deserve. And he basically alludes that he's going to be putting razor blades in the kids' apples that he gives out for trick or treat for Baker's Night, which is really messed up. You know, I mean, the one thing about it that cracks me up is you would see where the blade is for one. For two, you get caught doing that. That's big time. That's like you're going to prison. You're going to a federal pound me in the ass prison. You're not going to a nice place. It's not going to be pretty. Um, which not pretty is Angela in this. She is not pretty there. Very very cool demon effects. Reminds me of the old 80s other 80s Italian movie called Demons. It reminds me of how they looked in that with the razor teeth and the crazy contacts. It's very cool. So you got the friends. They're going. There's the classic. This girl that's a square. There's the girl that's the giant slut. There's the girl that's the weirdo. There's the guy that's the absolute dickhead that nobody really likes. There's there's a jock. There's a big old chunky guy with a pig nose on, and he's great. He's one of my favorite characters, to be quite honest. He's kind of obnoxious, but he's one of those I just enjoy watching. He makes me laugh. But like I said, I remember when I watched this very vividly. I was gone fishing all day long at a place here in town called or not in town, in Iowa, that's out of town by like 40 minutes, called Jester Park. And Jester Park had multiple ponds, and it's also connected to the Saylorville Lake, which is ginormous here. So we were going and we were fishing out there on one of the ponds all day. Actually, we like floated between the three ponds that they have. One of them it was Turtle City. One of them was like small like crappies, like all crappies and perch and things like that. And then the third one was all nothing but the bass and the bigger crappie and other things of that nature. Which the third one was where we always hung out. But I remember coming home. It was late at night, stinking to high heaven of fish, smelling like a $5 prostitute. Um, Came home, cleaned up. I want to say it was a Friday night. It was either a Friday or Saturday night. That's the one thing I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a Friday night. And I turned on Monster Vision, and this was on. And I was hooked right from the beginning. And you know what? So luckily I came in like 2 minutes in, 5 minutes into the movie, so I didn't miss a lot when I watched it. And then ever since then, I have watched it numerous times. I didn't own a copy for years. I always had to rent one or borrow one, which I hate doing that. I'd rather have my own copy. I'd rather own it than try to do that other thing, because you never know, you might be coming across a really poor quality copy. You could be coming across one of those weird friends you borrow that wants to borrow like 30 movies with it. I don't know, there's always that what if when it comes to borrowing and renting, which I'm not really okay with. So we got the party going on, and we got all of our standard cliche characters. There is a nice little dance number where they all go crazy, and then eventually they one by one turn into demons. Starting with Angela, then the big fat pig nose guy, Linnea shortly there, in which they have this really cool effect where she's painting her a smiley or a heart on her face with lipstick, and she's just painting all over herself, and she paints down across her breast, and then she puts the lipstick right on her nipple and pushes it all the way into her body, which watching it back in the day on like a VHS quality, you can't tell too much about, like, it blended in perfectly enough to where it didn't look hokey. On Blu-ray, you can see all the seams to the to the appliance attached to the actress, and it just kind of has that fake look. Not really one that I feel like deserved a 1080 quality picture. Some of these movies are meant to have a lower film aspect just because of the way it's filmed, and some of them are meant to be dark. Some of them you're meant to blend things in, and shadows are supposed to like come across parts and blend other stuff in. That's one thing that lacks in newer movies. They cover everything up with CGI, which is ugly as sin. Now I'm not going to tell you too much more about the movie because you've either seen it or there's a lot in there I just don't want to tell because it ruins the fun. Um, I gave away that one gag with Linnea, which is awesome, but there's so much more really great stuff. You like watching some of these characters get off. That's how much some of them are annoying. It's great. As far as like a rating on this one goes, on the 1 through 5 technical side, I'm going to give it a 3. It's average, middle of the road, perfect for what it's doing. There are those few flaws here and there. Like I said, on the one scene, you can really tell that she's wearing a chest appliance, just by today's standards. But then they do cut away. They do some good cutting work, editing work, just to make it look a little more realistic. I guess there's a couple more angles added to it to give it a little more oomph. Now, as far as an entertaining side, this one is a solid 4. This one is bordering a 5. This is how entertaining this one is. This is a must-see for every horror fanatic. Anyone that loves 80s horror, anyone that loves demonic films, anyone that loves throwback type movies. This is not a it's not a throwback because it's not. This is what stuff people try to throw back to is films like this, and I hope all of you that haven't seen this go check it out. It is awesome. It's worth every little minute and penny of it. All right, guys, I got an awesome one lined up for you tomorrow. I was debating between doing this today or tomorrow, and this because this one's just as awesome. But tomorrow is going to be one that I never reviewed or talked about really much to people, and that'll be great to do. All right, guys, peace as always.